Hello and welcome, you amazing person. My name is Rob. I am the Manic Gaming Guy. Big ball! In today's video, we're back in BeamNG. Look, there's the house we built last time. You could almost see a little town or village being here, couldn't you? And in today's video, back in the BeamNG world, where we have built a house previously, we have a comment from a subscriber, I hope. Maybe not a subscriber, who knows? It was definitely a comment on a video though, none the least, asking me, can we have a look at the Biome tool? That's it, don't know what I was about to say there. The Biome tool. Yeah, sure, why not? But some viewers don't know what that tool is, so maybe a little insight shall help. Normally, these trees are laid down using the forest tool. The forest tool is this button up here. It brings in some sort of circle or square, depending what you want to use. Oh, I've got to make a selection. There we go. Yes, you've got to make your own little brushes most of the time. And you basically just plot down trees, little forest things, and you can randomize them. You can have different sizes come in. You can have just rocks come in. And yeah, that is the forest tool that we are truly used to using. You can change the density, but the density is pretty bad really, like considering. But yeah, that's the forest tool. The forest tool is very important as well because if you haven't got these set up, you won't be able to use the Biome tool. If you need to know how to set it up, well, here we go. You need to go to meshes. I'm going to give you a quick example, don't worry. We're going to add a mesh. You're going to go into your mods. You're going to go into unpacked or find your mod not packed, packed or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Go into your art, find your shapes, find your trees folder, and there's a list of beautiful trees. If you do not have your list of beautiful trees, maybe you need to add some. I feel free to offer you this information. Go to my beamng playlist, which is a beamng map editor tutorial playlist, and I have a video which shows you how to add your own trees. And do that video, and then when you got your own trees, come back to this section of the video. And when we got your own trees, people, oh, now you're caught back up. You're going to yeah, open up a tree, select any old tree you want. We're going to go for this bad boy here and open it, blah blah blah. The tree's now opened. You now go to your brushes and you're going to make a new brush, add new brush element, and let's say this one, and then you go name it up here. We'll say we name it woods, like we just had, and some reason capital lock's on, and then you go add a new element. Say I click this button and a new element clicked up. We then go to forest item data. We click on this and then we find the tree we just added through the forestry tool. Or maybe you've already got lots already and you just want to make a new tool. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. And then also once you've got the tool tree thingamabob added, you can set the rotation. Maybe you don't want any rotation, you could add in a fence or something like that. The probability of that item coming. You've got the scale min and scale max. I normally do play about with these because you don't want every tree to be the same size. Of course, this is all like little random random inputs that get added to the map. And sink, so that's like how much it sink into the ground or how much it's sinking out of the ground, sort of per se, which is useful for like the rocks. You want them a little bit sunk into the ground. And obviously the radius of the trees and all this sort of stuff. The slope that it will be willing to sit its bum on. And the elevation as in up and down in the map. This is going to be the area we are working on today. My dreams are some sort of little country road. Quite windy. That's a really sharp bend, that one. With trees and farms either side. My thoughts are a bit of a woodlands area around this sort of bit. I'm going to put a nice little farmhouse or mansion sort of area here. Next to the woodlands, we are going to have some farming areas here and here and here and here and maybe here and a farming area here. So, let's get started. If you've got your woodlands set up, your first step is to click the Biome tool. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the areas tool, not the level tool. I'm assuming, and I'm pretty sure I read up, that this is basically to do with what sort of terrain you got down. I think that makes sense. Otherwise, why have they got two different options? But this is our more creative option. You won't have all your different areas set up. This is me just testing and learning the tool. It'll probably look more like this. What you're going to do is click the new area button. I recommend you be a bit more organized than me. Rename the area to whatever suits you best. We are making some woods, so I'm going to call it woods. And this stuff is not too important just yet. I think that's just information about the brush. We are going to add a new lasso area of the bit we want the woods to be in. So I'm going to slightly overhang from this area here because I want some trees slightly dotted about. No, wait a minute. Right, so wait a minute. What? How do you stop then? Delete layer. Okay. No. What? Okay. There's obviously a bit of a bug there. I wanted to cancel out of that because I want to go backwards. Maybe that's something to be wary of. We've got my new area and we're going to name it Woods. So that's beautiful. And then a new lasso area. And then what is this? How do I delete this? What? Oh my day, that was a ball. I reckon all I had to do was finish the loop. Now the loop's finished and I'm not making me make more lines. I'm hoping I can just delete the area. Beautiful. Okay, so create your lasso area without having a panic attack because you're trying to make a video and already the video laws are saying, hey, we're going to make a wee on your bonfire. So I'm going to draw my little bio area like so. My woodlands are going to come near this road and finish up like so. Now you finally managed to make your beautiful little area. It's time to think about the exclusion zones. Exclusion zones, you say? Yes, exclusion zones. You see this road? Well, we don't want trees on that road. We're going to build a little zone to stop that from happening. Click this button and start adding your exclusion zone. You can add 2 if you wish. If you feel one of your nodes is too close, just simply go over it and move it. That also obviously applies for the other area. Just need to make sure you've selected it. Yeah, there you go. You don't even have to select it. You can just jump from node to node. How beautiful. Right, so now you're at the stage. You've made your little forestry tool, or you've already got them. You've made your little beautiful area, and you've already decided what it's going to be. So simply go down one of the many scrolling area things that you need to scroll down. You need to find your select brush and select your brush. In this little forested area, we're going to have some big stuff. We're going to have some brush stuff. We're going to have some bush stuff. We're going to have some fern stuff. We're going to have some rock. No, we're not going to have some rocks. We're going to have some trees and bush, and that's it. That'll just do us beautifully. And then in the border obviously is a little width of the edgeness. I have not really realized this working yet, but just for keepsakes, we can change that to stone. So we've got some stones around the border edges, and then the density, we'll keep that some sort of lightness, and we'll make the width oneness. Who knows the distance? Is it a meter? Is it a kilometer? Who knows? It's 1. Trial and error, ladies and gentlemen. That's what gets us happy. Now we're almost there. You're thinking, hey, there's 2 more buttons. Don't worry. The field and the edges will do later on. It's perfectly fine. It's time to hit that button and hope for the best. If you scroll up on the layer area, whatever, did we not call you woods? What the? I'm sure I renamed you woods. There we go. That area is now called woods. Okay, it's time to generate the layer. You've got all your settings pushed in and dialed up. Density is maxed out. And you're ready to see what happens. There we go. That's what happens. So border. So it looks like border's on the outside of the blue line. Okay, that makes sense. And we've got a border of 1. Fair enough. I don't mind that. We can live with this weird looking border. For some reason the border is on my road. So let's Control Z. We can maybe make this bigger and generate. No border. Cool. Road looks kind of clear. Obviously we need to drag these out a lot further. There we go. Generate. Groovy. Let's check the other side. That's done alright. And that's done okay. Oh, happy days. So we've generated our first little bio area. So, we ready, Eddie? Ready, Eddie? Who's Eddie? Where is he? Is he behind me? Ah! Anyway, let's work on the fields, eh? Create a new area. We already know that one. Go ahead and rename it whatever you like. And now lasso your area. This one I'm going to keep inside the roads, so we shouldn't really need any exclusion zones. But beamng, if you do watch this, we do want exclusion zones to work on the edges, not just the inner edges, inner fill-ins. I don't know how you'd pronounce it. But basically, if you were to want to use edges, I'll show you. Exclusion zone. This doesn't work. If I wanted to make an area which didn't have an edge, you'd think exclusion zone. That is what will fix that problem. But it's not going to work, I'm afraid. And we'll leave this here and I'll show you the results after I've shown you how to make a beautiful field of crops. Well, you can do grass if you want. Let me show you how to do grass first. You want a little grass field, like say for a football pitch or something like that. You can literally just place an edge. But yeah, items, distance, grab your bush, I'll just grab a bush. Density needs to be cranked right up. Oh, it's distance, isn't it? Can't we go like -5 or something like that? Yeah, we can go minus on the distance. The tilt is the... Yeah, well, you know what tilt is. And border fall off. We don't necessarily need to mess with that, but let's say 0.1 for giggle's sakes. So that's how much it's going to fade out of the blueness. And then we can create a border edgeness. And there we go. And you find these quite a lot in the UK. When you're driving down country roads, farmers use them to stop the wind going across the crops, so the crops don't get wind burnt or whatever it is. And there you go. Obviously, if you want these at different heights, even though it's not much variation, that's when you go to the forest tool and you change the height and size and stuff, that will fix that problem. You can also set this up if you had like long hedges. There's no reason you can set that up with those, or even those broken walls. You can use those with this tool. It's not perfect because obviously we don't want trees here, but it's still put trees here. So I don't know how you would go about making a gap so you can drive into this little beautiful border you've made. But if they can work that one out, that would be beautiful. For now, let's get rid of that because, oh, do we have to? I think we probably could have left it. It's not a problem. But let's say you want to make a crop. Normally you would want to choose, I don't know, like corn or wheat or something like that. But for this example, we're just going to choose a random tree and put it in some lines. It's Friday night, so let's click the place a field. These are really winding me up. I'm not going to lie. Need to find out how to improve the render distance of these, because that's just irritating. So you click to place a field. You've got nothing selected in your bush, so I recommend you find something. Normally you want a single item. We have done a solar farm, but maybe we don't want a solar farm right here. So let's choose. Whoa! I've maybe created a problem here. Be careful of your CPU when you decide to generate lots of fences. But hey, at least they're in rows. Look at that beautifulness. Now to stop your CPU from going mad crazy, you're going to have to input your distance, and your orientation. Your orientation is just the way the lines point. And for now, we'll just leave that as 0. Item distance, I don't think we've got many items going in, but let's set it at 3 so they're not too crazy close. And the road distance, let's set it at 2, just so we're not generating as much stuff. And hit the generate button. And our rows are there, but our items are a bit big and crazy, so it just looks like a big forest. But you can see there are lines. Have fun working that one out. I'm guessing, by the way, you wouldn't really have grass there. You'd probably go over to your terrain. You'd pick something more suitable. Why don't I have mud? We'll choose loose dirt. There you go. Loose dirt. That's what our crops are growing in these days. Some beautiful loose dirt. No, surely you'll probably find some mud. Yeah. We've got some grassy flowers. There we go. Now, in the UK, it's very traditional to have your crops surrounded by a hedge. Now the hedge is designed to hold back the wind, to stop your crops from blowing away when you just plant them or whatever, blah blah blah. Hit the place edge button. You want to find your crop. We'll probably just go choose some more bush stuff. Yep, beautiful. Item distance, we can make this a negative value just so they're a bit more dense. And we'll leave the other stuff as it is. Create edge, and there you go. Beautiful. Nice countryside that doesn't render even from 100 meters away. I'll have to fix this. It's going to upset me. Now I have just realized one problem with this tool. I wanted to make multiple fields, or use the same tool at least. When I created the field, perfectly fine, didn't seem to have any issues. But when I went to create the edge, it duplicated the edge that was already down. So now we have twice as many trees in this edge as we do technically this edge, which is not quite ideal. But there you have it. That is the Biome tool. For you to use in your own maps. It is not too bad. I don't mind it. It's actually quite more precise than using a big circle tool and just dragging it and doing whatever. You know, generating the trees in a certain area in that fashion is okay with me. They do have some modifications to add to it. I do wait and wonder what they will be, and hopefully there will be some good improvements to the tool. My name is Rob, and I am the Manic Gaming Guy. This map is the Lake UK map. Feel free to come to my channel to learn more about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep it real, stay safe, and share that love. Bye-bye now.